This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so before we start today's session, just a quick recap of what exactly we understood till now. So yesterday we understood that there are some settings that we need to carry out in our source system in order to make it ready to transfer the values to the target system, right? So I told you that in your ECC system, which means in our case it is a ECC system is nothing but our source system. So you have to go to transaction CFIN IMG. Okay, this is one way. If you're not able to go through in this way, then you have to directly go to the table. Okay, so here there is only one activity that you need to perform, where you need to tell the system which company codes are relevant to send the data to the target system. And before the data can be sent, what is the initial load that you want to perform? Right? So for example, before you go live with Central Finance, whatever data is already there in your source system, if you want to load that data as an initial load so that you are able to see the reports not only with the new data, but also the old data that was already there in your system, then you can come here and you can tell the system that what data I want to send as an initial load. Okay, in the initial load, there are two kinds of data that you can send. You can send just balances. If you don't want to send detailed line-wise data into the central finance system, then you can say start balances. Okay, so here you need to specify the start year from which you need to transfer the balances. On the other hand, you can also transfer the line items, line by line. Okay, so here you specify from which and from which period onwards you want to send the line by line data. Right, so this both the options are available. If a customer is saying I want everything line by line, then you will go with this. If the customer is saying no, I want to go with only balances from some of the years, and then from starting from a particular year I want to see the line items, then you will go with this second option. Okay, next is this is the tick which will tell the system that whether the whether the initial load activity has been completed or it is still ongoing. Okay, so what I'll do is today we will try to see one scenario. Okay, although in the test company codes which are already there in this source system, because those are not created by us and we don't know how much settings they have done properly, so we'll not be able to see the end-to-end scenario till the time we don't configure everything on our own. So we'll start configuring everything on our own today, but before that I just want to show you how this cycle works. Right, so as we discussed, again, if I go to this CFIN IMG, I will just like to take one company code, okay, which is active with the real-time replication. Okay, so for example, maybe I will go with, let's say this one, HANA. I don't know who has created this company code, but we will just try if we are creating any document in this company code, whether it is automatically getting replicated or not. Right, so one accounting doc. I'll go ahead with this company code. I'll try to create one transaction. I'll try to book document, and we will see whether that accounting document is flowing to our central finance system or not. Right, so let's go to FB50, which is our normal transaction to book any accounting entry. I will just take any particular date. Let's say today's date itself, 29/7/2020. Okay, and I think currency by default is INR. That is not a problem. I'll just enter some reference here, or maybe even instead of doing this, I can even copy the GL entry which is already posted in the system. So what I'll do is F-02. I'll try to post with reference. So post with reference. Yeah, so this is a document which is already available in HANA, and I want to replicate. I want to copy this document first. So I'll say enter. Okay, so everything has been copied from the document. If you want to change the date, I will change it here. So 27/07/2020, and this same date I want to be as a take as a posting date also. Okay, let's press enter. So these are the two GL accounts which are being triggered. Perfectly fine. Let's try to save it. So document number 1 was posted in company code HAN, right? Document number 1 has been posted in year 2020 in this company code. Now, once this document is posted, I want to see whether it is replicated in our central finance system or not. So we are currently in ECC system. We created a document. Now this document should be available in our central finance system. Let's go and see. So for that, I will go to the central finance system. This is my central finance system. You can see S4HANA 2. So here, I can go to transaction FB03 if I know the mappings. See, currently I don't know the mappings. I don't know company code HANA in my ECC system is mapped with which company code in the central finance system. Okay, and even before that, we don't know whether those mappings are properly set up or not. So what we can do is we can go to the error monitoring tool, AIF. If you remember, we discussed that whenever a document is replicated, if there is any error, or even if it is not an error, it will show you the green mark in the AI interface. So we can go to that AIF transaction and we can see the document that we have generated just now, what is the status of that document, right? So for that, what I'll do is I'll go to transaction /n. As I told you, any AIF transaction requires /n as the prefix. So /n/AIF/IFMON. So it is nothing but interface monitor. This is a very important transaction that you will be using on day-to-day basis whenever you are a person who is responsible for this replication in the from the business point of view. They will be using this document to monitor what is exactly happening, whether those documents are getting replicated or not. So let's press enter. You can see yesterday, if you remember, I assigned my user ID with this namespace, and that is the reason whatever documents related to this namespace, they will all come here and I'll be able to see what exactly is happening in the background. Okay, so in our case, we created an accounting document, and as I told you, normally by standard, SAP provides AC_DOC/1, but in this system, our technical guy has created a copy, it seems, and it is AC_DOC/2. This is a application interface which is trying to replicate the data. So if I double click on this, okay, and I come to here, it will show me all the documents which are in error, and even it will show you, if you want to see everything, it will also show you some of the documents which are already posted also. So I think these are the two transactions which are posted today, and this is not a posting date, this is an entry date actually. Okay, so even if your posting date is 1st of April, it will still show you here the entry date on which date it has came in the interface monitor. Right, so I think this is the latest document that we just now posted. It is in error. Let's try to double click and see what exactly are the errors. So you can see there are many errors. Why? Because the mapping, we don't know what mapping has been set up in the system. We don't know whether HANA company code is assigned even to the corresponding company code in the target system or not. So what are the errors that we are getting? If you go one by one, you can see first error is related to the GL account. Okay, what system is saying that the GL account that we are using, system doesn't knows this GL account should be mapped to which corresponding GL account. You can see there is a red mark for GL account number 1. We are using, if you see in our ECC posting, if I go to document and display, so these are the two GL accounts, 1 and 201. So this 1 and 201 GL account needs to be mapped to the corresponding accounts in the central finance system. If they are not mapped properly, then you will get this kind of error. What it is saying is line number 1 is saying that this line is in error because this GL account number 1 is not mapped to the corresponding target account. Same way, if I go to line number 2, okay, it is exactly same, but only thing this line is talking about the other account 201. So here it is showing because this doesn't mean this is a success. This is It is just trying to show you where exactly the problem. That is the reason it is showing error. Ultimately, both are in error, but it is creating two different lines. So here also, because this 201 is not also assigned to the corresponding GL account, that is the reason we are getting this error. You can see even the company code, bookers. You can see even the company code is struggling. Company code is also not assigned to the corresponding company code in the target system. So these are the different kind of errors that you will get if your mappings are not properly done. Okay, so as I told you that whenever a system tries to replicate the data, it goes to the mapping table, it finds out what should be my customer, what should be my company code, what should be my cost center. And if the system is not able to find that particular entity, if the system is not able to find the particular object, then it will stay here in the error. Okay, and someone has to monitor this, someone has to come here and see what exactly is the problem. So how to resolve this problem now? There are two ways. If you remember yesterday also we discussed, there are two ways to resolve this problem. Number one, go to the mapping tables. Okay, complete those mappings. So the company code mapping, the GL account mapping, and whatever other errors we are getting here, you need to make sure that all these are mapped correctly. And then once those are mapped, you will come here and you will say restart. Okay, so what system will do? Based on the new mappings, system will try to post this document. Okay, that is the recommended way. But it may take time because as a user, if I am a person who is monitoring this, I may not have the access of the mapping table. So I'm being dependent on some other user. And sometimes if it is emergency, so instead of going to the separate team that please map these entities, I'm getting this error, what I can do is I can here itself in the change mode, I can make those changes whatever I want, and I can say repost with the user change. Okay, so what will happen? This document will be posted, but similar document, if it is coming again it has to be treated manually, which is not recommended. And that is the reason only in emergencies we should change it here, because this is not a one-time scenario. You will be getting this kind of documents again and again from the source system. So it is always better to verify that everything has been mapped properly. Once the mapping is completed, then you can come here and you can say restart. Okay, clear till now? Any questions?
So, Vikram, what is this line n underscore nr? 1:1, 1:2, something like that.
Let me show you. Which one?
So can you double click? Yep, double click here.
Yeah, yeah.
Go to any line
Yeah.
and then double click here.
Okay.
Any mapping. So now you see this line underscore nr 1:1, 1:2.
Yeah, these are the mappings. These are the mappings. So when you define these mappings, there are options that whether you want to assign one GL accounts to multiple or one internal order to multiple. So 1:n, 1:1. There are multiple relationships. Okay,
But
but
we
this
have
one
not
is
many.
this one is not that. This one is not that. This one is document number 1 and line number 1.
Okay.
The document that we posted is document
Oh,
number 1, right?
got it.
You can see this document number 1 and line number 1. So this is this posting. But again, I thought maybe this is 1:1 is a relationship. That is a separate thing that we will discuss during the mappings.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, maybe I will try another document, see whether our understanding is correct. This is 2:1. See if it is correct. No, it is not correct. It is saying 2:1. Let me come back to you on this. What exactly
Sure.
is this? Because of
Sure.
document number here is 43 and this is our position number. So what exactly is 2
Just curious
index?
though. That's not a problem.
Sure, sure. It is, I think it is generating some index here and that might be the, yeah, it is index and the line number. But what exactly is this index? I'll tell you. Okay. So now there are two options. One option is take any existing company code and continue with our process. It will require a lot of effort, and we don't know who is using that company code. So even if after we do a lot of investment, if we do a lot of uh, activities in the system, if we put a lot of effort, that will not make sense because someone will come and make the changes. And that is the reason what we are going to do is we are going to keep our company codes completely independent. Even when you are practicing on the same server, please don't touch the company codes which are we creating during our session. You want to practice, you create your own company codes, not a problem at all. Okay, but the company codes that we are setting up, the mappings that we are setting up, please don't touch those mappings, otherwise it will unnecessarily delay our activities. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to now think in that way that we got a project and we are responsible to implement central finance project, right? So in that case, we have to take some assumptions and we have to proceed in that direction. So I'm just taking one example. Let's say this is my source system. Okay, this is my target system. Okay, and we need to be very specific what exactly we are doing here. So in the source system, I have to identify all those objects which I need to map. Okay, so in the source system, the first object is going to be company code. Okay, the second object can be the business area. So I'm just giving you example, but I'll give you the consolidated list. We will keep on updating this list as and when we progress. So we will get a clear idea what exactly we are trying to achieve. Right, so we need to first of all create these company codes, business areas, ledgers, whatever is required. So maybe what we will do in today's session, we will try to set up the source system with all this information. Not only we will create this, we will also post some 10-20 documents so that those 10-20 documents we are able to do the initial load. Okay, so we will, without any link to the target system, we will just try to create something in our source system so that our source system is ready. There are some documents which are posted before the implementation of central finance. So those documents we will be using during our initial load. Okay, and we need not only one company code, we will try to create two just to show you the differences in the mappings. So what I'll do is I will set up the source system today with some postings. Okay, if possible, we will also start configuring the target system today itself. Okay, and once that is done, we will work on the mapping part. Okay, once the mapping is done, we will start with the initial load, right? Once the initial load is done, then we will try to post the documents in the source system in this company codes that we are creating, and we will see whether it is flowing to the target system or not. So this will be the basic scenario, which will take around, I think, up to 7 to 8 sessions. We'll be able to complete this. Remaining 4 or 5 sessions, we want to concentrate on the advanced scenarios. Now, what are advanced scenarios? So replication is fine, but what are the other important facilities or features which are provided by central finance? So other important features, like if you come to the central finance folder, this is ECC. What is happening is with each and every new version, SAP is delivering something new in the central finance. So there are some features which are already working fine, but there are still some features which are still having a lot of improvements to be done. Okay, so for example, if you see initial load, this all things we'll be able to see up to our 7th to 8th session. Okay, but after that, we want to talk about this advanced scenarios, this 3. You can see central payment. You can see replicating settings from the profit center accounting and replicating the settings for the cost estimates. So these are the 3 things which will be considered as the advanced scenarios. Once we complete our normal basic initial load, normal replication for each and every document, then we will go to details of these advanced scenarios. Okay, so the first target is set up few company codes in the source and the target, perform the end-to-end mapping, do the initial load, and start doing the replication. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll start configuring a new company code in ECC first. Then we will do it in S4HANA. Okay, so I'll just do this quickly because we all know how to set up the new company codes, but wherever required, I'll be giving sufficient time to that activity if that is very important. Okay, so I'll go to definition. This is my ECC. Please keep the note, whatever activities I'm doing, just it is very important whether I'm doing it in the ECC or in the S4. So I'll go to financial accounting and I'll start with configuring the company code. In this process, even your S4HANA finance will be refreshed, because in S4HANA, whenever we are going to create this setup, I will give some time on explaining the differences between the ledgers, differences between the accounting principles, posting period variants compared to the ECC system also. So let's create a new company. And just to keep it simple, I hope this is not already created. So CF01. Okay, because we want to create two, we will create CF01 and CF02 in our source system. So this is Central Finance 1. Okay, city whatever you want. So let's say one is in US and second one is in India. So city New York, country IN, currency would be INR, and language would be EN. Okay, let's try to save. It will ask you for this address. I'll just quickly just provide company, country. These are the only mandatory fields. I want to keep everything blank. Okay, so our company code number 1 is created. I will create company code 2 also simultaneously, because I don't want to copy. If I copy, or maybe let's go with the copy itself, I will change the settings which are different. Okay, so company code has been created. Next one is, let's follow the path itself. So I think the next one would be business area. Let's create a business area. Now let's assume in my company code CF01, which is in New York, I have two plants. Okay, one is let's say in New York, and second is in Washington. Okay, so these are the two plants that we have for CF01. So this is New York plant and this is Washington plant. Let's save it, come out, and go for the next one. So functional area, we don't need to worry as of now. Consolidated business area is fine. Let me close this. Okay, and go for the financial accounting new. Okay, so that I can set up the global parameters of the company code. So I'll go to the financial accounting global settings. And here, what I'll do is, maybe first of all, I will directly go to transaction OBY6 to assign the global parameters, which I want to assign as it is without creating it. So company code is CF01. Okay, so here the chart of account, I will create my own because that is very important. I don't want to use the standard one. Fiscal year variant is fine. I will go with K4 as long as it is Jan to December for US. And even field status variant, I will go with the standard one. I don't want to spend the time unnecessarily to configure these basic things. And posting period variant also, I will go with the standard one. Okay, only thing is chart of account, I will create completely new for our company code. Okay, so we are only left with chart of account. So for chart of accounts, I have to go to general ledger accounting, master data, GL accounts, preparation, and edit chart of account list. I'll click on new entry. This is my chart of account for CF01. I want to keep it separate chart of account for CF01 and CF02. So this is COA for CF01. Maintenance language is English. Length, I'm keeping it short, 4 characters. Controlling integration, it is fine. Manual creation of cost elements. Group chart of accounts, I don't need at this point of time. Let's try to save it. Okay, so chart of account has been created. Let's assign this chart of account to our company code. Or maybe it's already open. I can go here and assign it, which is CF01. Okay, Let's close this. Account groups. I will create some account groups here. So for chart of account CF01, I'm only creating two. Number one is my balance sheet accounts, and number two is profit and loss. Okay, so let's 4-digit characters. So balance sheet, let's start from 1000 to 2999, and profit and loss, let's start from 3000 to 4999. Okay, this is done. Last activity within the chart of account is define the retained earning accounts. So as of now, we have not created any retained earning account. That is the reason I will keep this blank. Okay, and when you keep this blank, this should be X. When you keep this blank and try to save, system will give the warning message. You can ignore it, press enter and save. Okay, so now most of the global parameters like chart of account, fiscal year variant, posting period variant, field status variant, those are already assigned to our company code. What is next? Next, let's go to the controlling area. So I'll go to the controlling, general controlling, organization, and maintain the controlling area. Okay, if it is already open, let me close it. So maintain controlling area. I'll create a new controlling area. Again, I want to keep it separate. So CF01, CF01, this is CO area for CF01.
So quick
Company
question.
code same. Yeah.
Vikram, one question. So we are doing this all this in the target system, right?
No. This is
Oh,
source.
you're doing it in ECC only. Okay.
Yes. We have to do
Okay.
in both, but we will keep the coding separate. So that is
All
the
right.
reason. Yeah.
So you're
So
creating
first we
something
need to do.
completely new in both source as well as target.
Right. So what I'm doing is, see, definitely whenever you will be working on the central finance project, central finance is something which will be implemented later, but this customer must be already using ECC system with this live data from years.
Correct.
So I'm doing that setup. I'm creating the company code. I will post some documents so that the situation is customer is already using ECC. These are the two
Correct.
company codes, and these are the transactions which are already available.
No,
So those
okay.
transactions
So I
will
was
be able
thinking that
to.
you will leverage. Sorry, I was thinking that you will leverage your existing company codes in the sandbox.
No, that will unnecessarily create a lot of
Create a issue.
problems.
I
So don't
understand.
do.
Okay.
Right.
No
It will
problem.
just take few minutes, but we will be able to concentrate on our own instead of copying someone else.
Great. And one more thing. So when we are uh, and I don't want to jump the gun, so I'm sure you'll take this up. But when we are configuring this in the target system, we will prefer to have the company code mappings to be the same, right? I mean, the nomenclature to
Not
be the same, no?
not
Controlling area
necessary.
CF01 will be CF01 there, no?
No, Nikhil, if it is possible, definitely yes, but sometimes it is not possible. Let's take an
Okay.
example. You are using CF01, same company, same controlling area, same company code in three different ECC systems.
Okay.
In S4HANA, if you want to bring all these three company codes, only one company code can take the same nomenclature. Others have to manage other codings also, right?
Correct.
So that is the reason we definitely prefer to have the one-to-one mapping, same code which is there in ECC with S4HANA. But many times when you work on the central finance project, you will come to know that is not possible because there are multiple source systems where there are similar or same codes which is being used.
Correct. Got you.
See, normally if you go to any ECC system which was implemented maybe 5 years, 10 years back, most probably many companies are using the standard codings 1000, 2000, 3000 for their company codes. Right now, this 1000, if it is being used by three different ECC or other systems, I cannot bring all these three company codes into the central finance system with the same coding. because those are independent company codes, right? So only one company code will come with the value 1000. Other company codes have to
Oh,
manage some.
oh, so you're saying that there could be a situation where we have 1000 in ECC and same 1000 would be in a non-ECC system as a source?
Possible, very much possible.
Ah,
Even in ECC,
ah,
even in ECC, let's say these are my source systems. Let's assume my source system
mhm,
is ECC, it is R3, and it is maybe non-SAP. Okay. Now,
mhm.
company code in the source system. These are my company codes in the source system. ECC is also using this 1000 number. R3 is also using this 1000 number. Now, when you are bringing this to S4HANA, when you are bringing this to the target system, that is central finance, only one company code can come as 1000 here.
I
Other,
got
I have
you.
to
I
map
got you.
to
I
other.
got you. I got you. So this other
Right.
1000 will probably be. I mean, this would be 100. Yeah. So ECC 1000. If you want in target system, if you can use only 1000 because this other 1000 will have to be 100A or something like that, or 100B or
Exactly.
whatever.
Exactly. We have
I
to
got your
provide some
point.
other code. Right.
Okay.
We will definitely see, even in the live projects, we will definitely try to do 1:1 instead of having any confusion. But many times it is not practically possible because of the multiple source systems.
Okay. But yeah, but I think that also multiple source system having the same company code is really not a good practice, right? Because
It is
you'll
no, no,
have so
no.
many problems in
They are in the
consolidations,
independent.
etc.
No, no, no. They are in the independent box, na, Nikhil. If they are in the independent box, then there is no question. In the consolidation, even if you are using Hyperion or if you are using BPC, then also this kind of mapping is required.
Is required. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you have to provide some other mapping to differentiate the
One
company code.
one more example is like when the company buys another company and all
Right.
the data is going to S4.
Yeah, even in that case also, if the company codes, there are same codes which are being used in two different systems, then also it will create this problem. And that is the reason this mapping is very important thing. That is the reason SAP provided the mapping. Otherwise, there is no point, right? You can, if it is no mapping, which means 1:1, but 1:1 is not practically possible.
Correct.
That is the
It's
reason.
the ideal situation 1:1 is what we're saying.
Exactly. That is the ideal situation. Everybody will go for it, but the problem is if it is not possible, then you have to manage something else.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Okay, so I will assign this controlling area same as company code, and I will just provide some cost center hierarchy, standard hierarchy. Okay, since we are not created, it will ask you the question that this is not created. Do you want to create it? We will say yes. Okay, let's try to save it. And obviously we need to assign it to our company code. Okay, so our company code is PF01 and our controlling area is now assigned to our company code. Lastly, we need to activate the components. So what are the different components that we want to use from the controlling point of view? So I'll say starting from 2020, I'm going to use cost center accounting. Okay, as of now, I'm not taking on other things. If required, we will come back to this. Okay, let's try to save it. Done. So our controlling area is also set up now.
But
Now I want to,
uh,
yeah.
Vikram, why are you not taking order management? I mean, you would be in
Yeah,
our
yeah,
scenarios, we
definitely.
would be doing internal orders, right? So
Definitely we will be doing it. Yeah, as I told you, maybe we will be
later
needing
on.
some other activities, but we can come one by one. Yeah, since
Okay.
you reminded, I will just go and activate it because that will be required.
Correct.
So I will go with order management active. Okay, and I'll make this little bit complicated. I'll not keep it as simple because I need to specify the ledgers also. Then if we make it more
Correct.
complicated, then only you'll be able to realize the situation that will exactly come in your company. So
Yes.
what I'll do is I will create one additional ledger for IFRS, and this additional ledger I want to replicate even to my central finance also. That will make life little bit complicated. Okay, so let's go to the ledgers now. Since you are using new GL accounting in ECC, because this is ECC system with EHP 8, okay, which means new GL accounting is available. What if you are transferring the values, if your source system is, let's say R3, where there is no new GL accounting possible? In that case, definitely this ledger option is not there, and you will not be able to replicate the ledgers. Okay, you will be only able to replicate the one ledger, which is normally in classic GL accounting, it is ledger 0. So you have to map. I'll discuss this again when we'll come to the mappings, but I'm just giving you this hint that whenever you assign the ledger, if you are using classic GL accounting, there is no ledger 0L there. In classic GL accounting, ledger is 0. So you have to map 0 ledger from the source system to 0L ledger in the target system, only in classic GL accounting cases. In new GL accounting cases, you can map 1:1. So leading ledger is already available for all company codes. I'm creating one non-leading ledger. Let's call it as IF if it is not already taken. So let's say this is IFRS, and total tables is obviously FlexiFlexT. Enter. Adding a ledger will require the adjustment to be made. Okay. This is a standard message. So we have created the ledger for IFRS. Now we have two ledgers. So I just want to keep this track, whatever we are doing, because we need to map all these things. So we created a company code, we created a business area, we created a controlling area. These are all the things that you need to map to each other. We created the controlling area, we created the ledger just now. Okay, and there are a lot of other things which we are going to create in the system. So before I go into the master data part, I need to perform some mandatory configurations without which
No functional area, Vikram?
functional area are not activated. If you want, I can do that, but that is normally in cost of sales accounting. It's very
Correct.
rare now. Yeah. Okay. So I will go with the other basic settings which are required before we are able to post any document in the system. So document number ranges, tolerance groups, I will quickly set up so that we are not getting any error whenever we are trying to post anything. So I'll go to document type. I want to use standard. Again, even it is possible that in your source system, you have created some document types, right? And you want to map these document types with your target system. So I will make a little bit difficult. I will, instead of using all the standard document types, I want another document type, which I'll be creating, let's say, copy of document type SA. So that this is also required during the mapping. Okay, so document type SA, I am copying it to document type CF if it is not already taken, not taken. I'll change the description if possible.
So, Vikram, just a question. Document
Yeah.
type is SAP term most of the time, right? If we are bringing the non-SAP system, and how we gonna map this thing, document type, or we don't need to map it? How the logic will gonna work?
We definitely need to map, and that is the reason I'm creating, because I want to show you how to map the custom document types in the target system.
Right, right.
Not
But
only
this is
the custom one, even the standard document types. For example, you have document type SA, but in Central Finance, you want to bring those documents which are posted in SA to some other document types. That is also possible in mapping.
But I think what you're asking is if it's a non-SAP system, it may not have a document type, you're saying,
that's
right?
correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay,
That's
okay.
correct.
Yeah. If you don't have the, see, currently, maybe we can do one thing. For non-SAP related discussions, we have to take one separate session, because whatever we are going to discuss now, we are talking about the SAP system to the central finance system. Because when it comes to non-SAP, everything is, as I told you, everything is in the background, which needs to be, you need to create a interface to bring that data in the staging table. So when you're bringing that data in the staging table, at that moment itself, you have to bring the data in the particular format. So in that format, there will be the document type.
Okay. We can talk on a separate lecture then.
Yeah. Let's do one thing. Instead of getting confused, let's have one single separate session on non-SAP integrations, As of now, our focus should be completely on SAP to Central Finance.
Okay.
Okay, so I created the document type also. Let's go back and provide the number ranges. So document types for entry view in a ledger. Sorry, this is document type. I want to go to the document number ranges. So document in entry view, let's click on this. What I'll do is I'll copy from 0001, which is a standard company code delivered in ECC, to my own company code, which is CF01. Okay, so company code was copied to CF01. If I go to CF01 now and see the intervals, it should show me all the number ranges are available. Okay, so number ranges are also done. Next one is tolerance group, without which again system will throw different errors. So this question comes in the exam. Which tolerance group is minimum requirement in SAP? Blank tolerance for each company code is minimum requirement, right? You can create multiple tolerance group for your company code, but minimum requirement is at least the tolerance group with the blank value. Okay, so I'm just creating the blank value for my company code, which is CF01, and try to save it. So as of now, I'm okay with the values which are proposed. If I want to change these values, if my tolerance values are different, definitely I need to come here and I need to change that. Okay, so that is about the tolerance group. I think most of the configuration settings which are required in order to carry out the transactions are done. Let's try to go to the master data and we will see what errors we are getting. If there is still some configuration, we will come back and do that. So FS00 to create a GL account. I want to create a new GL account. Okay, I need to provide the GL account code here. So let's say I want to create a bank GL account. So 2000, 2 stands for my assets, and the first GL within the asset I'm creating in company code CF01. Account 2000 does not exist in chart of account CF01 for specified company code. So I want to create it. That is the reason I need to click on this create button. Account group we created to balance sheet and profit and loss. So bank account is our balance sheet account. I need to tick on this because it is a balance sheet account. This one would be, let's say, bank. Okay, in control data, since it is a bank, no reconciliation indicator. Open item management, line item display, if you want to keep it. Normally for clearing accounts, bank clearing accounts, we go for open item management and line item display. I'm not ticking anything here. Or maybe let's go with line item display. In the create bank interest tab, we need to specify the field status group. So normally field status group for bank accounts is G005, where value date is mandatory field. Okay, so let's save it. So these are the activities that we need to map now. GL accounts, we will create cost centers, profit centers, all those things we need to map to each other. So we have created a GL account and it is saved. Let's go to the second GL account. I will create a second GL account for, let's say, expenses, travel expense, for example, or refreshment expenses. So this is profit and loss. This is P&L. This is refreshment expenses. In control data, let's go with line item display. In create bank interest for expense accounts, normally G004, which is cost accounts. And since this is the expense account, I want to post the values in CO also. That is the reason I'll go to edit cost element also. Okay, and in cost element, I will create this cost element starting from 01/01/2020 with cost element category 1 in case of my primary cost GL accounts. Okay, so cost element as well as GL account has been created. Okay, 2 GL accounts are enough as of now in order to do a single accounting transaction. So what I'll do is now I'll go to transaction FB50 and try to post a single transaction. So let's keep it today's date itself. Company code is fine. Reference, let me enter as test. So I want to credit my bank account and I want to debit my expense account. So this is going to be credit, this is going to be debit, whatever amount, let's say 1000. Okay, system will ask you for CO object, which we have still not created. We have not created the cost center yet, right? So let's go to creation of cost center using transaction KS01. Okay, but cost center will ask you for profit center. Okay, and if you want a profit center, you first of all need to activate the profit center accounting. So I'm going to SPRO, IMG, controlling, profit center accounting, basic settings, controlling area settings, and maintain the controlling area settings. Standard hierarchy, again I'll just provide CF01. Profit center currency type, I will go with controlling area currency. Okay, if there is anything else that you need to maintain that, and you need to click on activate indicator. Let's save it. So now profit center accounting is active for our controlling area, and we will be able to create the profit centers. So KE51, let's say CF01-1 is my first profit center that I want to create. Okay, and let's keep it logical, just not the test one. So our locations, our plants are already created as business areas. Let's say this company is into manufacturing of laptops and computers, right? So my let's assume this profit center CF01 is my laptops division. Okay, so person responsible, I'm just writing manager, and profit center group, I will use this top hierarchy itself, CF01. Okay, if you want to use segment, even you can use that, but let's not use it, and click on activate.
So CF01, you had created a profit center hierarchy already?
Just now we created, when we activated the profit center accounting in controlling
Okay,
area,
okay.
it asks us for the hierarchy.
I just gone
Yes.
to get some water. Okay.
No problem.
So for cost center hierarchy also, you will have to, both you created.
Cost center hierarchy, when we created the controlling area,
You
at that
created
time
it.
it asked us the cost center hierarchy. If I show you in OKKP, when we created this controlling area under our CF01, and here you see this is what we created, CF01. Okay, which is already available with us now.
Okay, so you created, but when you created the cost center, you didn't create it from the hierarchy. You just created it from
No,
KS01.
I have still not created the cost center. I'm going to create a cost center
Okay,
now.
got you. Because you have to create a profit center first. Okay.
Profit center, so I came back.
Yes, absolutely.
So let's say this is CF01-1. Okay, and what exactly this cost center is? Let's say admin department within laptops division. So this is admin within laptop division. Okay, and that is the reason what I'll do is responsible is manager. Cost center hierarchy category would be admin. There is an administration W normally. This one. Hierarchy area C, it is asking here. So as of now, there is no further groups. That is the reason it is taking the top node. Okay, and currency, I'll keep it as the company code currency, which is USD, and profit center would be the one that we just now created. Okay, and try to save it. So this cost center we will use in this posting. Let's press enter. You can see it is green. Let's try to save it. There is no item category assigned to account 2000. This is a error related to document splitting functionality. We have to solve this error before we are able to post any document. So for that, you have to go to IMG in financial accounting new, general ledger accounting, business transactions, document splitting, and classify the GL accounts for document splitting. So here I will provide the range itself. I'll tell the system that all my GLs starting from 1000 to 2999, these are my balance sheet accounts. GL starting from 3000 to 3999, these are my revenue accounts. And GL starting from 400 to 4999, these are my expense accounts. Okay, so now that error will go away. But I think I need to come out and try this again, because document splitting normally after doing the configuration, it doesn't take the impact automatically. Let's try. No, I need to come out. So FB50 once again. This GL account would be debited and this GL account would be credited. So debit, credit, this amount and this amount. And then I need to provide cost center here. Normally in bank, it asks you for the value date, but I think the field status group that we assigned, someone has changed in 0001, but it is fine. Let's try to save it now. You can see, can you tell me what is this error? CO document number assignment not possible for business transaction.
You have to
So
create
for
a number range for CANC.
Yeah, for CO document number range, we normally go to transaction KANK. So similar to company codes as we copied, I'm copying from controlling area also, which is CF01. Okay, so now the numbers are copied. But again, we need to close this and go to FB50 once again. Okay, let's try to save now. Okay, so finally our accounting document in this company code CF01 has been created. Okay, so we want to keep it as complicated as possible. Just now we just set up the GL accounting. In central finance, we don't only want GL accounting, we also need AP, AR, maybe also we will try to set up the MMSD related configurations so that we should do the entire cycle here. We create a sales order, we do the delivery, we do the billing, but when it comes to accounting, it is only picking the partial data which is relevant to the finance, right? So just now we have created one company code. Okay, what we will do is we will try to create some customers, vendors. We will try to post some AP and AR documents, and then lastly we will also try to set up the integrated scenario from sales orders to the billing and from purchase orders to the Miro. Okay, so that we have sufficient documents of all different nature, right? Some documents are related to basic financial posting, some documents are related to AP, some documents are related to the integrated scenarios. How that will be loaded in the initial load, that is exactly what we need to see. If you keep it simple, it will just go, but when you will actually work in the system for the integrated scenarios, it will create a lot of problems. So you need to 100% be clear that what will happen to the document which is flowing from the sales order, what will happen to the document which is flowing from the purchase order. So for that, let me quickly create customer master data, vendor master data, and we will do the quick setup for SD as well as MM so that we are able to carry out the entire end-to-end cycle from MM and SD point of view also.
Vikram, can we post one document for asset accounting also?
Yes, even asset accounting. We also need to set up the asset accounting. So in short, all the scenarios which are coming into your mind that these are documents which are available in my source system, how they will be replicated, we should try to keep it as complex as possible. Then only you will be close to what will happen in the real project. Definitely, Adam, we will include asset accounting document also.
Thank you.
So what I'll do is, since this is ECC, if I want to create a customer, I need to go to transaction XT01. let me also set up the SD scenario so that whenever we are creating a customer, we are not only creating for finance, we are also parallelly creating for SD also. So I'll do the quick setup for sales as well as purchase. For that, I need to go to enterprise structure, definition, logistics general, define a plant. Okay, in our case, we have created two business areas. So same way, I will create two different plants and I'll assign those plants to my business areas. What are the two business areas that we created? One is New York. Okay, this is one plant. So CF01 New York plant. Factory calendar would be US because this will be following the US calendar. Let's try to save it. Country would be US. Okay, so one plant is created. I want to create another one. So I'll come back, new entry. This would be for plant Washington. So WA, this would be CF01 dash Washington, and factory calendar again would be US. Let's try to keep it US itself and save it. So with one company code, we have two plants. Let's come out. Plant is done. Close it. Locations we don't need. Normally locations are required in the advanced scenarios. We don't want to go into that much MM and SD. Division is definitely required because once you create a sales order, division is a mandatory field there. So division, I'll keep it simple. We don't need to unnecessarily go into too much technicalities, or maybe even division, we can use the standard one itself. Let's see if this is available. Yeah, fine. So I'm just keeping CF as a division. Okay, let's close this. Now there are two separate folders, one for MM, second for SD. Let's go for SD first. Let's create a sales org. So new entry, CF01 is my sales organization. Statistical currency is USD. Try to save it. It will also ask you for address. So whatever we are following, we'll follow the same thing. We will just provide the country because we are not worried about address at this stage. Okay, so sales org is created. What is next? Distribution channel. I'll create the distribution channel again with the same code which I use for division. Okay, so this is also done. Sales office and sales group I'm ignoring. It is not very important. So let's come out. Let's go to materials management. I need a purchase organization and I need a storage location. So storage location for plant New York. This is our one plant. In this one, let's say I have a storage location. Okay, just one storage location is enough for our scenario. Create a purchasing org. So again, just one purchasing org for CF01. So this will be our CF01 would be our main company code. We will create another company code later on, whenever only from the finance point of view. All the scenarios that we want to see from SD, MM, we will use this company code in all those scenarios. Okay, so definition part is done. Only one thing in logistics execution from SD point of view, this shipping point is important. Otherwise, system will not allow you to do the delivery of the material. So again, I'll do the new entry. This is CF01 itself and try to save it.
Question, Vikram.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want to jump the gun, but if it's just coming to my mind now.
Yeah.
Now we are in your source system that you're configuring. MMSD is fine; it will all be there. But in the target system, you need not have the MM and SD because What the target system is receiving is only the FI documents, correct? Accounting documents.
Right. Exactly.
Correct? Is that a right understanding?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah. We are configuring this because we will do the integrated transaction.
Correct.
And we will only fetch the financial related information from these transactions.
Correct. Or the material documents have absolutely no significance in CFIN.
Material document, it will show you the link, but it will not ask you the details of that material document. Like it will not ask you PO, sales order and all.
Okay.
We will see. Just
Okay.
as of now, just understand logistics processes that are running in your ECC system, only financial impact will flow to the central finance system.
Correct. Like in the case of purchase order, it will be your AP
only related accounting document and Miro related accounting document.
Correct. Oh, both will flow. Say RM to GRIR, RM to GRIR will flow.
Yes,
and GRIR
both.
to AP will flow. Okay.
Right.
And
otherwise
sales,
it will not give the complete picture. No?
Okay, then sales it will be PGI to invoice and PGI to COGS to inventory
PGI
and AR to sales.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so quickly let me assign the organizational objects that we created to each other. So let me assign the plant to the company code. Plant we created as New York, company code is CF01 and plant we created NY. Same way we created Washington as our plant. So these are the two. Country of plant differs from country of company code. Why? I used IN or what somewhere? It seems like.
Yes, you use INR in the first configuration.
Okay. Where exactly in the plant or in the?
I think when you were creating the company.
Okay, let's do one thing because that will not create a problem to us, but let's keep it very clear. Otherwise, it may create a confusion. So plants that I created NY. Oh, do you mean that in the company code setting?
That's correct. In the very first configuration that you did there.
That is wrong.
Creating company. Yeah.
Yes. Because I said I will be creating two company codes. One
Right.
in India, yeah. So there is a confusion there. So definition, financial accounting, company code, and CF01. No, I returned the city as New York, then I forgot to include these things. So it is USD.
I saw that. I thought you're gonna do the second company. You're gonna do the other country. That's what I thought. I was thinking, why is New York? And
even we posted the document also now.
Oh, we did.
Right. Since document exists, let's try with
reverse the document. No, reverse it.
No, reversal of document also. It is a document in the system.
It's a document. You can
anyways, let's keep it whatever it is. It is not going to harm us anywhere in the system.
Delete
only thing is we know. Yeah, only thing is we know that this is a setting. So we need to be clear with that. Okay. So now where we were setting up the assignments. So in assignments, we assigned already the plant to our company code. This is if you want to assign your business area to your plant. So where do you do that? This is valuation area to division. Yeah, this one. So new entry, our valuation area is our valuation area is plant, which means NY. If I want to include the combination of division to the business area, which is we created the business area also as this one, right? Let's save it. So whenever you'll be doing the transaction with the combination of valuation area, division, it will pick this business area. And even if I can do this thing, irrespective of what is my division, as long as I'm posting anything in this plant, it should take this business area. Okay, save it. This is fine. This is not required. Let's come out. Let's go to sales and distribution. There are a lot of assignments here. So sales organization to company code, which means my sales organization is CF01, and I will assign CF01. Then my distribution channel to the sales org. So new entry, sales org is CF01, distribution channel is CF. Okay, these are all combinations which will be used from the sales point of view. Assign division to sales organization, same way. So CF01 to CF. Set up the sales area. Sales area is nothing but combination of sales org, distribution channel, and division, which will be used in the sales order. We can ignore this. We can ignore this. This is important. Assign the sales organization to distribution channel and plant. So new entry, CF01, distribution channel CF, and our plant is NY. Same way, if you want, we can create CF01 to CF to Washington. Okay, so this is also done now. So I think most of the settings from sales point of view are completed. Let's close this. Let's go to materials management now. Assign purchasing org to the company code. So our purchasing org is CF01. Let's assign to company code CF01. Assign purchasing org to the plant. New entry, CF01 to NY plant. Okay, so side also done. This two we can ignore. The last setting in the enterprise structure is shipping point assignment. Assign the shipping point to the plant. So our shipping point is just do Control F. This is very tricky. So if you are not coming from sales background, if you have not configured this previously, in this configuration, go for Control F, find CF01, or maybe if you want to find plant, then it is, in your case, it is NY. You can see this one is NY, but we want to find the shipping point first. So Control F, our shipping point is CF01. Okay, so this one is our, where is shipping point? We created a shipping point, right? Do you remember what was the code that we gave to the shipping point? Shipping point to plant assignment. So I think it was CF01 itself. Yeah, here. CF01, enter. Yeah, so now you can see shipping point CF01 is assigned to plant NY. Done. Just save it. Okay, so this all is done. Enterprise structure wise, we are done now. Now let's try to create a customer and vendor, not only for finance, but also for MM as well as SD. So I'll go to XD01 first. Okay, here I will use the standard account group, that is fine. It is not showing the codings. Let me open the options and interactive design, visualization 1, show the keys, sort. Okay, so let's go to XD01 once again, and now it will show the codings. So 0001, which is a standard account group. I'm using that, and I'm creating this in company code CF01, sales organization CF01, distribution channel CF, and division also CF. Enter. Number range 1 is not defined for data, so this 0001 is not properly assigned to the number range. Let me try one more. If not, then we have to do that. No. So do you want me to set up the new account group also for us? Let's do that, otherwise it will create confusion unnecessarily. So customer accounts, just a minute, what is happening? Just 1 minute. I think administrator has taken the access. Okay, I think it's done. There were some issues that I was facing in this server yesterday, so I asked him to verify it. Okay, so where were we? Account groups. So I'll go to financial accounting new, account receivables and payables, customer accounts, master data. Okay, master data setup, create a number range, intervals. One is missing. That is the reason we are getting this error. So let's create a number range 0, 1, and I am not sure from which number onwards I can take this. Let's try this overlap. Okay, it has taken. Okay, so I think we can continue with the same group itself. We provided the number range now, so we should not get that error. So XT01, this is fine. Let's try to click enter. Title, company name, this is our test customer for CF01. CF01 test country US, and let's go to the company code data. We have still not created any reconciliation account in the source system, so I need to go to FS00 to create a reconciliation account, which means 2001 in company code CF01. This would be my balance sheet account, balance sheet, and this would be for AR. Control data, this has to be customer. Okay, this needs to be G067 for reconciliation accounts. Okay, so this is 2001, which I need to assign to my customer. So 2001. Okay, this is fine. Let's go to sales area data to enter the sales related information. But in sales area data, it is not allowing me to enter all the details. No problem. I think some fields are not available. Anyways, I'll at least do this from the accounting point of view today. Okay, and I will see in the background why it is not working for sales. So we will see it tomorrow. So customer has been created. Same way, I want to create a vendor also. So before that, I need to create a reconciliation account for vendor. Let's create it 1000 new. This G067 is fine. This is going to be my reconciliation account for vendor, and this is going to be my balance sheet account, balance sheet, and this is AP. Save it. Okay. Now, if you go to customer and vendor, let's try to create it. Customer is already created. I want to create a vendor now. So XK01, vendor number, it will come automatically based on the account group. Let's select the account group here. I'm going with this one. Purchasing org is CF01. uses external number range. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if this is available. It's already exists. 6, 7, 8. Oh, it is already changed. Okay, so I'm taking this LIEF. Enter. It will automatically take the number now. Company, this is my test vendor for CF01. CF01, country US. This is fine. This is fine. Reconciliation account. Just now I created 1000. Someone has made cash management group field as mandatory, so I'm just providing something here, A1, and try to save it. Order currency, let's say USD. So this customer is also created for this purchase organization also. Okay, so which means vendor has been created. So now we have vendor as well as customer. We will just try to create one FI invoice for customer as well as vendor, and then we will proceed to our purchasing cycle. So
Vikram, sorry, you are going to create any interco transactions for business? We're using business partner and all that.
business partner or partner function? Trading partner,
No,
you mean to say?
Trading partner, correct.
Trading partner scenario, if you want, we can include that, but we will see it in the advanced scenarios then.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
Yes.
Just wanted to, request you to include that if you can.
Definitely, definitely. Okay, let's go to FB60 now and try to see if from the AP point of view, whether we are able to create the documents or not. So the vendor that we created just now in company code CF01. Okay, invoice date, let me keep it as whatever is today's date. This is, let's say, 1000. GL account in our case is 4000, which is expense account. Okay, and then I'll go to the cost center, which is this one. Let's try to save it. Okay, so invoice AP document is also posted correctly. No problem from AP side. Let's try AR document now. So I'll go to FB70. So now we have the mix of the different scenarios. It is not only the normal GL accounting document. We have the mix of AP, AR, GL, and also we will try to close the integrations also today. So customer, at least from the MM point of view, I think the integration will be closed today itself. Okay, so this is again going to be same date, amount I'm keeping same. GL I'm using same, although it is wrong. I should take the revenue account, but that is fine. System will not stop me. Okay, and try to save it. So we have AR document, we have AP document, and we have a GL document. Now let's try to go through the MM process. But before that, definitely I need the material master. If I want to create a PO, I definitely need a material master. So let's create it first. Material, let's say this is my CF01-test. Material type, I will go with trading material, which is HAWA. Enter. Industry sector seems to be mandatory. I'm just entering any industry sector. Basic data 1, 2. Sales I need because I'm going to sell this material later on. Then I need purchasing because I want to purchase this material now itself. I want to store this material, so storage location, and I want to evaluate this material, so accounting. Okay, so plant in our case is NY. Storage location we created was NY01. Sales org we created is CF01, and distribution channel that we created is CF. It will throw error because there are some MM related settings which we have still not done. So see what is the error. The company code CF01 does not exist or has not been fully maintained. If you are getting this error, click on the question mark. Just verify you have completed all these activities. So have you created a company code CF01? 100% we have created. Have you entered the global parameters? Yes. What is missing is this one. So click on this, maintain the company code for materials management. So here your company code CF01 is not initialized. It doesn't know which period is open from the materials management point of view. Okay, so we need to tell the system that currently we are in 2020 and according to K4 we are in the 7th month. Am I right? According to K4 we are in the 7th month, but yeah, it is correct. Enter. So system will automatically take the previous period and the last period of the previous year. Okay, let's save it. Let's go back, close this. Even if you try now, it will not allow. You have to go back and come again to MM01. So again, MM01. I want to create this material. Enter basic data 1, 2, sales 1, 2, 3, purchasing, storage, and accounting. Plant NY, storage location NY01, sales of CF01, and distribution channel CF. Okay, so base unit of measurement, maybe for the description, I'm saying the same description. EA material group. Let me take it as anyone here. Keep on pressing enter. System will take you to the next tab. Whichever field is important, you need to enter the mandatory fields. Tax category is mandatory. So I'm saying no tax. This is fine. Availability check. I'm going with 01. These are all unnecessarily someone has made it mandatory. So I'm just entering whatever is available. Otherwise, we don't need to worry about this. Purchasing group 001. Enter. Gross weight, net weight. If you don't provide here unnecessarily, it will keep on asking you in the sales order. Okay, so valuation class system has taken automatically. Price control is V, which is moving average price. These are all fine. Let's try to save it. Okay, so material has been created in our plant. Let's try to create a purchase order now. We have a material and we have a vendor also. These are the two important things when you want to create a purchase order. So vendor, in our case, for company code CF01 is this one that we created. In the item overview, I need to specify the material that we have created. So CF01 dash test, this is the material. Let's say PO quantity is 100 units. Purchasing org is CF01. Purchasing group is 001. And company code is also CF01. Okay, so system is asking you for which plant. So this is for NY. It is asking you the price. Let's keep it as 1000. Enter. Account assignment mandatory for material. If you are getting this error, there is one more configuration from MM point of view, which is missing. So click on this. If it is not automatically taking you to that particular transaction, let me show you where you need to go and close this. Just make sure that you are in ECC and you will go to materials management, or even not in materials management, you will go to logistics general, material master, basic settings, and this one, define the output formats of material master. Let me show you the T code itself, because whatever I'm doing this, I'm expecting this from you whenever you get a server, you need to try all the scenarios on your own. Then only you will be confident in all these activities that we are doing. So the transaction code for this is, I think it is OMSL, but let me verify. So additional information, display key and IMG activity. Either OMSL or OMS2. OMS2. Okay, so open this transaction. Here you need to select the material type that we are using. We are using HAWA, trading goods, and that you have to activate in our plant. So our plant is NY. You need to tick on these two indicators, quantity update, value update. This is important, otherwise you will get this error what you are getting currently in your purchase order. Okay, so let's go to the purchase order once again and try to refresh it, try to check it. It is still showing the same error. So only way is go back and do this once again. CF01, 001, CF01. Item overview, CF01-test, PO quantity 100, net price 1000, and plant is NY. Now there is another error. The material does not exist. Oh, sorry, spelling is incorrect. Okay, perfectly fine. There is no such error now. Let's try to create this purchase order. Okay, purchase order has been created. Now what we do next is we go for Migo. Okay, and then the Miro. So obviously there are a lot of errors which will come because we are not assigned the GL accounts to OBYC integration settings. But let's continue and see wherever we are getting stuck, we will keep on solving those issues. Migo. System became a little bit slow. So good reset against the purchase order. This is our purchase order number. Press enter. Another error, table T169P does not exist. I'll show you how to solve this. But if it is in the real-time project, this is all MM. You don't need to worry. SM30, the same table it was saying, T169P. Okay, you need to come here, go to customizing, and just make sure that your plant and company code, if it is taking this way, instead of that, go to maintain. Yeah, just make sure that your company code is copied from 0001 and assigned here in this setup. Okay, this is done. Let's again in Migo and try to do the good reset. Okay, so now we are able to do the Migo. Click on item OK. We are expecting two errors, one for the stock account and second for the GRIR account.
So
let's
yeah,
try to
you have to
save
do
it.
the BSX and GBB.
Yes, BSX and WRX.
BSX, GBB, and WRX. All three, I think you'll have to do.
GBB not required here. GBB will be required in COGS and other transactions. Let me show you.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Storage location it is asking. Our storage location is NY01. Okay, let's try to post. It is asking for BSX first, and then it will ask you for WRX. So let me do this first and then come here. At least we'll be able to close MM part today. If I go to OBYC, or before that FS00, let me create this two GL accounts. So one is inventory. Inventory is my asset, so 2002. in company code CF01, balance sheet account, balance sheet, and this is my stock or inventory, what your name you want to give. Control data, fine. In create bank interest tab, there is a separate for material accounts, G006. Save it. Same way, you need to create for GRIR, which is a liability. So 1001, it is a liability clearing account. New. I will provide this as G001 itself. For general, there is no separate field status group available for GRIR. So balance sheet, this is going to be GRIR. Okay, and this is open item managed account because this is a clearing account. Save it. Okay, line item display is also required. Save. Okay, so these two accounts I need to assign in OBYC. So OBYC, first is this one, inventory posting, PSX, CF01. And here I can go according to different criteria, but I'm keeping it simple. I'm just going to save and accounts. There is only one account, which is 2002. That is nothing but our stock account. Okay, this is for stock. Same way, I will go for WRX for GRIR clearing. Again, I'll keep it simple, save, and just provide your GRIR account. Save it. Okay, now let's go to Migo and see if there is still any problem. So check. Document seems to be okay. Let's try to post it.
Have you put it in the material? Have you in your material master accounting view? You've taken the valuation class, no?
Yes. Valuation class is maintained already.
Okay.
It is saying account 2002, which is our inventory stock account, postable directly. Yes, this is a big problem. So whenever you are creating a GL account or stock, it should not be allowed to be posted directly.
It has to be a reconciliation, automatic only. Okay.
Right. Yes. So 2002 control data, and here post automatically only. This indicator is very important. Okay, so let's go to receipts again and try to post it. Not consistent. This is because of field status, I think. Some of the fields are, no, sorry, there is something else. The line item carries the W posting in the identity in the master record. Must have the balance only in local currency indicator if W. Okay, balance only in local currency should be ticked because our transaction is in USD and it is a clearing account. Right, so 1001. If I go to the change mode, balance is only in local currency, and even this one, it will give the error again. This also should be posted automatically only. GRIR should not be posted manually. Right? So good reset. Let's try to post. Okay, so finally the material document has been posted. And with this material document, we will be also getting the financial document. Let's see it. So document info, FI document, exactly. So we want to see how exactly this document will be replicated into central finance. Right? We don't have anything to do with the MM document which is created. That will not get replicated, but our financial document will be replicated to central finance. Okay, let's try to do the Miro. If you are able to close this chapter. So this is invoice, fine. Invoice date, amount, I'm not sure. I will take it from here. So our purchase order number for our company code CF01. Invoicing party, there is only one. Why it is not showing? Okay, anyways, I will do it manually. So what was our purchase order number? I think I already copied it. Yes, enter. Entry is required in reference field. Okay, so system is taking the document. There are some messages. Let's see what is wrong. Enter the text code. So I'll go with 0 text code. These are all output. Where is input? This one. Okay. Still there are some messages. Specify the payment period baseline date. So 29/07/2020. Text code is a problem. Maintain the tolerance limit. This is another problem. So let me first solve one by one. First is text code. So all sales, na? Q0. So this is a problem. If I try to copy whatever is available, we don't know how they are set up. That is the reason I configured everything from scratch so that we are not getting confused with the settings which are already available. V0. Okay, let's try to see now messages. Yeah, that error is gone. Second is maintain the tolerance limit for tolerance key BD and balance not zero. Balance not zero we already know. Let me first copy. It may solve the error. Now the balance would be 0. Messages, no log exist, which means it is done. Yeah, let's try to save. Invoice document still contains messages. Table 169V. Yeah, this is a standard error. So same way, we just need to go to SM30 table V T169V. So SM30 table 169P we already maintained earlier. Now it is V's turn. So copy this and provide your CF01. Just leave it. Enter. Okay, and save. So now if I go to my incoming invoice, let's try to simulate. I think I need to go out and come again maybe. Let's try to do 0 once again. So this one amount we already know now, and this is our purchase order number. It is 100,000, right? So 100, 1, 2, 3, enter, test. Enter the text code. Okay, turn green. Let's try to save. Baseline date. Okay, so no, still not. No taxes on sale purchase allowed for. Okay, this GL account 1001 needs to be activated for taxes. So, which is a common error. Let's go to FS001001 and in control data, tax category should be star and postings without tax allowed. Okay, so finally our document number has been posted. If you want to see this document, let's go to display and follow on documents. This is our FI document. So these are the documents that we want to replicate in our central finance system. Now we have various use cases. we have a FIAP invoice, we have a AR invoice, FIR invoice, we have a MM related AP invoice, we have a GL invoice. So what we will do is now we need one asset posting. So is it okay if I do the asset accounting setup in the background, or you want to be part of this also? You want me to do tomorrow?
What is it?
Are you okay if I do the asset accounting related setup before tomorrow's session and we concentrate on CFIN rather than posting the asset accounting posting?
Yeah, whatever. So,
What?
so
Because
asset accounting, what will be the asset accounting impacts? Okay, for acquisitions, retirements, etc. that happen in. Okay, that
Exactly, because that asset related postings
yeah,
also need to go to the central finance
absolutely,
system.
absolutely, because there'll be depreciation again,
Right, right.
depreciation postings and
Right.
acquisitions and
so it will be
retirements.
better, Vikram, if you can do together with all of us.
Yeah, that is completely fine. I'm not sure how many of you felt we are not doing central finance today, but these are all part of it. Huh? So don't be, even if it is
No, this is
required,
all.
yeah, even if it is required, we will extend our duration that we said. Don't worry about that. But I want to make it more and more complicated so that we are able to get confidence on this. Otherwise, it is very straightforward. Yeah. If I just show
Yeah.
you this is a posting, I will show you how it is replicated. That will not help when you are actually working on the project.
Correct. I think assets is one area, intra-company, intercompany, then maybe obviously production orders, internal orders, replication is probably standard, but I think you
Right.
would be looking at that, right?
I
I
think
mean, those are those.
we have 10-15 minutes of time. In that time, I think asset accounting will be able to do that. Let's try.
Let's do it.
So, yeah, let's do it. So SPRO, I will go to financial accounting new. Let me quickly set up the asset accounting. So asset accounting, organization structure, copy the reference chart of depreciation, copy from country template. So 0IN or 1IN. Sorry, we are using country US.
US, right? So don't you India?
No, in company code we are using India, na? Our company
Oh,
code we are using India, right? So from chart of depreciation to chart of depreciation, I will be using CF01. Okay, yes, I want to transport the number ranges. This is fine. Okay, chart of depreciation has been copied. Let's change the description. CF01, COD for CF01, which is chart of depreciation for CF01. And then depreciation areas. So we will assume here that there is only one depreciation area. This is the one scenario where we need lot of discussion later. So this is the only one depreciation area that we are using, book depreciation area, which is posting in real time. Let's try to save it. And then we need to assign this depreciation area to our company code. Okay, but before that, it will ask you for input tax indicator. So integration with GL, assign the input tax indicator for non-taxable transactions. So for company code CF01, let's go with V0 and A0. Okay, let's save it. And then let's try to assign the chart of depreciation to our company code, which is CF01 to chart of depreciation CF01. Okay, so chart of depreciation is now assigned. What we need is the asset class which we can use in our company code. So I'll just take one asset class which will be available under the organization structure itself, asset class, and define the asset classes are already defined, but we just want to use it in our company code. So for that, I will go to depreciation or maybe valuation, this one. Determine the depreciation areas in asset class. So here let me take one asset class which we'll be using. Let's use this 3100 depreciation areas. And here what we need to do is, yeah, depreciation area is fine. Everything looks fine. So let's try to save it. So we can use this asset class in our chart of depreciation in short. We have to maintain the number ranges for assets. So I'm going to transaction AS08, again copying the number ranges from 0001 to CF01. Okay, and now let's, okay, it is not there, it's saying 0 IN or 1 IN. Company code, let's see from where I can copy. Let's copy from here. Was copied, okay. Or it is saying no company code was copied. Okay, let's do one thing otherwise. Let's try to create an asset. AS01, asset class 3100, which is for vehicles. Press enter. This is exactly what I was expecting. So number range 03. I'll go to AS08 and I'll manually create number range 03 for CF01. Intervals, it is copied already, but still 03 is not copied. So 03, let's take it from 1 to 100. Done. Okay, so let's go to AS01, enter. This is our test asset for CF01. Time dependent data, I will enter the cost center here, CF01-1. Allocations, origins, these are all not required. Depreciation areas, this is fine. Useful life is 5 years. Let's try to save it.
Vikram, if you can set the depreciation start date from the last month, so we can run the depreciation also.
No, that will come automatically. As of now, it will not take the depreciation start date. We have still not acquired this asset.
Okay, yeah. But afterwards, after acquiring, we need to run the depreciation, right?
Yes, we'll do that. Okay, so now asset has been purchased. Sorry, asset has been created. Let's try to purchase this asset. So F-90, definitely it will also ask you a lot of GL accounts, which you need to provide in AO90. Okay, maybe before we come here, let's try to create the GLs because anyways, those will be required. So we will need the asset GL accounts. So I'm going to 2003, new. This is going to be account group balance sheet, and this is going to be my FA for vehicles. Right, in control data, this will be my reconciliation account for assets. And here, I think there is something for assets, G007. Save. So this is my GL account for assets. I will copy this and I will create accumulated depreciation account. So for that, I want a hierarchy actually. Hierarchy display the hierarchy. Yeah, so 2003, let me copy this. 2004, this is going to be my accumulated depreciation. Okay, all other things will remain same. Same way, I need one expense account for depreciation postings. So I will copy this and I'll create 4001 and this would be my depreciation account. Okay, save it. And then I need to go to transaction AO90 to specify all these GL accounts. So for chart of accounts CF01, account determination in my case, for vehicles, I think this must be there, but don't assume. Let's try to find out whether we are incorrect or not. So what we need to do is, for asset class, we can go to transaction OAOA and find out what is the account determination. See, it is different. Although this is wrong, vehicles is assigned to fixtures and maybe I'll change it. So it should be 3100. You cannot change the account determination. Okay, no problem. Let me use whatever was
Yes,
there.
postings have happened there, is it?
Maybe possible, yeah. Not sure because this was already used. So this account determination we want to configure. So in account determination, we have to go to this one and provide our balance sheet account. So balance sheet account that we created just now is 2003. Okay, and for depreciation, let's go to the depreciation part. So this is accumulated depreciation, which is 2004, and expense account we created 4001. Okay, that's it. These are the minimum GL accounts that we require from the asset point of view. So now we are ready to acquire an asset. So F-90, I will acquire, let's say, this asset on 1st of Jan 2020. Obviously, it will allow me if the period is on. Okay, no problem. Let's
Oh,
keep
you
it
want
from.
to do it in an earlier period than just earlier years, then just take
No,
create
not
the asset
earlier.
via AS91.
No, not earlier. Yes, I'm not uploading the assets. I'm not doing
Correct,
the
but
transfer. I just want. Okay, let's do this. Test vendor. We only have one vendor in CF01. Okay, and then the acquisition value. Let's say it is 100,000. And then I need to provide 70, which is debit the asset. Which asset I want to debit? We only have one asset, this one. Transaction type for acquisition should be 100. Enter, specify the amount once again and try to save it. So we now also have the asset posting. Okay, just last one. Let's try to create a depreciation for this. But problem is this is ECC. In ECC, we have to start from first period itself. Okay, and maybe depreciation we will see separately. As of now, we have at least one document which is posted in asset accounting. So we have the asset accounting document also to be replicated to central finance. Okay, maybe we can close today. If you have any questions, please go ahead. So what we will do is we will see which other scenarios you want to see to be replicated in central finance. One is obviously the SD cycle. Second, we will try to do some depreciations here. And third one, what Nikhil has requested is intercompany transaction. But for intercompany, we have to create our new company code. Maybe we will take it separately later on. So whatever we created, our target would be to set up the target system tomorrow. What we will do tomorrow is in central finance system, we have to create all these elements and then we have to do the mappings so that we can do the initial load and then we can do the replication.
And Vikram, so you have any slide that basically, of course, what we did today is not part of the sequence, but when you're doing it, when you're because you in a real-time scenario, you would already have the source system in place. But
Right.
in the target system configs, etc., we may need some. I mean, you don't need a sequencing, right? It's just, I mean, the regular config that you
Yes, yes.
like you just
I
did.
have the
You're
document.
going to replicate it.
Yes. What I'll do, Nikhil and all, I will normally I take this training for SAP S4 HANA Finance for beginners and even for experienced guys. So there I provide the end-to-end. There is a PPT which I have created, which tells you all these configurations from scratch. I will share that PPT also, as well as I will make sure that the certification PDFs which are available for normal S4 HANA Finance and Central Finance, both are included and given to you.
That would help.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vikram. And just on the fixed asset side, you're not I mean, you're not going to configure any other depreciation area. attached to the ledgers? I mean, say
No,
a tax,
there is a,
just
there is a
just
reason.
book depreciation and attached to the leading ledger. That's all.
Right. There is a reason, Nikhil, why I'm not configuring, because I want to show you one scenario. When you have one ledger in your source system, but in your target system, if you have multiple, so how are you going to take care of that?
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, that will create an actual scenario, because most of the companies today, very few companies are actually using parallel ledgers. But when it comes to S4HANA, Central Finance, there may be the requirement from the top management that we need to have the IFRS also in place. So how are you going to take care of that? That scenario we will discuss.
Okay, cool. And just one more thing off, maybe this is not pertaining to CFIN, but in the S4HANA fixed assets also, the base ledger for all values and acquisition dates, etc., is still the lead for and for the depreciation calculations, etc. It's still the leading ledger only, right?
No. There are a lot of changes when it comes to S4HANA asset accounting. There are many changes.
Correct,
So
but it
maybe
cannot.
tomorrow when we configure,
It still takes the fiscal year variant that is attached only to the leading ledger. You cannot have Jan to December in leading ledger and
Yes. You are right. What we will do, Nikhil, is tomorrow when we will discuss the
okay, yeah,
configuration
I'll ask you
of
this. Okay,
Central Finance. There you will be able to see all your questions will be answered.
cool. Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay.
I just have a question. I'm not related to this, but what's happening after every maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes? There's a brief pause come in and couldn't able to hear anything for about 30 seconds or 45 seconds. Is this only me or others people are also getting this kind of a brief pause while Vikram is talking?
No, I didn't get this pause at all. I did not find anything unusual.
That's really interesting. I do all the calls, take a whole day for work related. Doesn't happen. It's only happening. I'm just watching just since yesterday. There is always been a regular interval of, after every 10, 12 minutes. I have a 30, 45 seconds brief pause.
Wow.
Oh, is it happening on day-to-day basis or only today?
Every time since I started the meeting with this GoTo meeting. So last
Oh,
three
okay.
classes I
Can
have
you just
every
try?
day.
Yeah, can you try if you have any other system or maybe through your mobile, if you connect through the voice, you can
Yeah,
connect through your mobile also. You can download the GoToMeeting app and you can connect for voice, you can connect from your mobile also.
that's what I want to try that tomorrow. But yeah,
Yes,
so
that
I
will
mean, it's
definitely
not a
work.
huge thing. It's not a huge thing. It's a 30 seconds brief comes in, so that's why I couldn't able to hear anything.
No, that is really disturbing then. Right.
So yeah, no, I appreciate that. I mean, it's not a picture; it's just a voice. So I still see the screen sharing and everything.
Right. No, I think that would be the better option. Even sometimes when my network is slow, I do the same thing. Just download the GoToMeeting app on your mobile device. For voice, you connect it from there.
Sure, we'll try that. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay
Vikram,
then.
quick thing. One quick thing.
Yeah, Adam.
Yeah, actually, what I understand that all the master data would come from the MDG system. So here we have created everything from scratch.
No, it totally depends, Adam. It is not necessary that the master data will come from MDG. And even if the master data comes from MDG, that would be the new master data that you will be creating, right? This, whatever we created today, this is existing master data, which is there from years,
Mhm.
right?
Okay. That would be, we would be seeing also like something would be coming
Yes.
from MDG. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Whatever is coming to your mind, Adam, just keep it on the table so that we can discuss on that also.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay then. Thank you all. Bye.
I know.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.